Good day, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sarah van Grinnen, aka Mr. VG, and what a beautiful day to be alive. Today we are specifically going to look at calculating the size of angles using trigonometry. So in other words, how the length of the sides leads me to calculating the size of angles in triangles. Oh my goodness. But wait, I've already done some similar to this, even though you might not recall it. If you do, it's from the previous video. In the previous video, the difference was I was given an angle. But now I'm asking you for the size of that angle. So I'm going to still use the same 3 steps that I used for solving the sides of a right angle triangle. And those 3 steps are in that purple box. So number 1, label the sides. So let's quickly do that. The adjacent is next to theta, the opposite is opposite theta, and the hypotenuse, the longest side, is opposite the 90 degrees. So let's look at SOHCAHTOA. Which side have a opposite and hypotenuse? Which trig function has an opposite and a hypotenuse? Well, sine, of course. So I'm going to write this out. Sine of theta equal to 5/10, because that's the opposite over the hypotenuse. Now, ladies and gents, please think about the sum you just wrote down, or I wrote down on the video. That is a normal determining an angle, solving an angle. If you haven't watched that video, please pause. Watch that video, how to determine theta. Once you've watched it, you will know I've got to isolate my function. I have to unwrap the present, take it out of the box by using arcsine. Putting it in my calculator, theta is 30 degrees. Now let's look at another example. What if I give you a sum like that? Now I'm asking you to determine the value of x, or solve for x. If I look at this sum, I'm going to still follow the 3 basic steps. So step 1, which is labeling the triangle. Because it got flipped around, I want you to try it yourself. Well, I'm starting by the hypotenuse. Then the 3 is the adjacent because it's right next door to the x. And the 4 is the opposite. If I look at those steps, I'm identifying now my trig function. If I identify tan of theta, tan of x, because I've got an opposite and an adjacent. So let's write it down. Tan of x is equal to opposite over adjacent, which is 4/3. What is next? I've got to solve x. So I'm unwrapping my present and I am putting it into my calculator. And there, ladies and gents, I have my value for x. As simple and as easy as that. It really is super simple. But please watch out for the next video coming, where I'm going to talk about solving exam type questions, because in that video specifically I'm looking at combining triangles and how does that impact our solving for x, whether it is an angle or a side. Please look out for that video. Have a beautiful and amazing rest of your day. This is Mr. VG signing out. Cheers.